Hello friends, welcome to Baking with Chris. I'm going to be making white bread for you, and you can tag along. I have 1 packet of traditional dry yeast. Boom, into there. I also will do 1 teaspoon of sugar. Ba-boom, into there. Bada bing, bada boom. And then I'm going to do 1/2 cup of water, and then also a 1/3 cup of water, and make sure it's like lukewarm-ish. And then I'm going to cover it up with some cellophane and let it sit for a little bit. If you're using active dry yeast, let it sit for about 15 minutes. Alright, the yeast has been activated. I'm going to add some salt. I'm going to add, what was it, a teaspoon? I think a teaspoon. Yeah, it should be good. I'm going to make it a heaping teaspoon because we're not using salted butter. I'm just going to savagely scoop out of the butter with this tablespoon measurement. That's closer to 2 tablespoons, but it should be about 1.5 tablespoons for this amount of dough. But, you know, we're just rolling with it. Just rolling with it. I know people say that baking is a science. I prefer to play it fast and loose a little bit. Now honey. We're going to want 1.5 tablespoons of this. And it's not going to cooperate. This is not working. Honey, no work.
Microwave it.
What?
Microwave it.
No, I'm just going to freehand. Honey! Oh, fuck. Don't do that. Well, we've got extra honey in there. We're minusing a bit of yeast. We'll see how it turns out, everybody. So I got the butter, I got the salt, I got the honey. Now, the important players. Flour. We're going to do 4 cups of this stuff. Ba-boom. Right in there. 1 full cup. That's 2 full cups. And 3 full cups. 4. Pow! Alright, and now we're going to add another 1/2 cup and 1/3 cup of water. Pew pew. Add it all together. And then I'm going to stick this bad boy onto the mixer, the KitchenAid mixer. And when I fire this up, I want to start it on nice and slow. Setting. Mix it all together. We're going to be stirring it for about 6 to 9 minutes until the edges no longer stick to the dough, or the dough doesn't stick to the edges. That's what I meant to say. Anywho, that's that. Making dough. So I've done it for the 8 minutes advised. And now we're transferring it to a lightly greased bowl where we are going to cover it up, and we are going to, oh my goodness, I look like some sort of clay creature. Alright, cool. That was not an attractive sound. I feel like it's venom off of, well, venom. The symbiote venom. Alright, so that's quite sticky. I'm gonna wash up real quick and then cover it up. Try and use the other piece of cellophane that you used earlier. Never mind, it's not cellophane. Use the saran wrap. That was the word. So, we're gonna cover this up. We're going to put it into either a proofing drawer or in your oven if it works, or you can just leave it on the counter in a nice warm, non-drafty area, and make sure this seal is nice and tight. It's about 45 minutes or until doubled in size. Yes, that is it. So here we are, ready to sit and proof for the first time. Turtles. Flour your surface as if, well, you're having fun with it, you know? Because really, that's what this is all about, is having fun and making dough. I mean, like, you get the end product of the dough, and you get to have some fun. So we got our dough here. And we're going to grab it. Oh wow, it's quite sticky still. And we're going to put it down on the counter. This dough. That's kind of fun. Don't mind me. You know, small children get amused by small things. Cool. Alright, actually that little bit of flour that I had on the surface there is making it into a more manageable piece of dough. Alright, so we're going to cut this in roughly half, because we're going to make 2 loaves with that half-ish. That's a nice sound. Then what we're going to do is put one aside for now, and on your floured surface we're going to push this into a 12 by 8 rectangle. And then what we're going to do then from there is we're going to roll it up and then going to make sure that the seam is on the bottom, and then we're going to tuck the ends and place it into our pan, and then we're going to, what's the word I'm looking for? Proof it again. Yeah, for another 45 minutes. That's roughly the size we want, and what I'm going to do, actually I want to flatten that out a little bit more, make sure there's no air in there. And then I'm going to find myself a nice edge, and then just, the first one is the hardest, I find. And then you just kind of roll it. So there's that. And then we're going to tuck our ends, because, well, we want it to look nice, right? And then we also want to keep surface tension. And it doesn't have to be the full 8 inches long. It's gonna proof and expand to fill the rest of the pan, or the pan. What's the word I'm looking for? May not look like much, but she'll do the trick. Sexual innuendo? Not on this show. Wow! That was just for fun. Okay, cool. Oh, it's all good fun, isn't it? Desto. So, cling wrap. We're going to need a little bit of that. And then you're going to want to lightly grease the surface, place it over each of the doughs, and then proof for another 45 minutes. I'm gonna do that now. We want that on there so that the cling wrap doesn't cling to our bread. You make dough, you put in, you heat up, you let sit, you heat up, you let sit, and then you put in the oven, you bake, and then you have dough. You have bread, not dough. Weird. Where's the middle section of between bread and dough? What do you call in between? Half dough, half bread? Nobody knows. Alright, now that they are covered up, we're gonna let them sit for 45 minutes. So, we've got our oven preheated to 390 degrees Celsius. And now, actually no, that'd be way too hot. It's 400 degrees Fahrenheit. And now we're going to put our lovely loaves, which have proofed for 45 minutes and doubled in size, into the oven where they will bake. But first, make sure you remove your saran wrap, and we will just pop it in. Wow! Into the oven, of course. The oven. All right. And now we bake for 30 to 35 minutes. Time to take the dough out of the oven. It is no longer dough, it's bread! What happened? I think some freaky little elf must have... I burned myself just there. I think some freaky little elf must have changed it around. Things not to do. Burn yourself. Ouch. We're good. That was bread. Okay, come in. This is what the two loaves look like. One, like so. And two, like the traditional bread. Now, while the dough is still, it's not dough, it's bread. While the bread is still warm, we're gonna spread some butter on it, and then we're gonna let it sit, and then it's gonna soak in and it's become even more delicious. Now we let it sit until it's, gotten to room temperature, and then you can slice it open and have it with whatever you want. Salmon, cream cheese, butter, grilled cheese, anything. Eat it all. That's dope.